Hi students, today I am going to explain here complex numbers, what is meant by complex number and the parts of complex numbers. If you can observe clearly 2 plus 3i. One example I have taken. Okay, here this 2 is called as real part and this 3i imaginary part. Okay, we'll call this. What is imaginary actually? We cannot find out root for negative numbers in real numbers so that we'll imagine here root 4 into root minus 1, which is nothing but 2 root this value we'll imagine like iota. Okay, this is called as iota. 2 into I is nothing but iota. Okay, the combination of real and imaginary is nothing but complex numbers. So once let us recall once natural numbers, then by adding 0 we'll get whole numbers, then by adding negative numbers to that we'll get integers, then rational numbers, okay, then irrational numbers, then we'll come to know rational and irrational is real, then complex. Imaginary numbers will come, they are separate. Combination of real and imaginary is complex. Okay, of course every real number we can write as a imaginary complex number. And this notation you should remember. Square root of 1 is equals to I. We assumed that one. If you send the square root, I mean if you square on both sides, we'll get I square value. Sorry, minus 1. I square value will get minus 1. Then I cube is I square into I, which is nothing but minus I. I power 4 is 1. This cycle will be repeated. And here you can see how can we add what is equality of complex numbers. How can you add complex numbers? How can you subtract complex numbers? And how can you multiply? Okay, two complex numbers you take, multiply them, you will get the result like this. You take two complex numbers, you divide them, rationalize the denominator, that the same process we will get here. We will simplify that one. And this particular thing also same like that. 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I. What you will do? You will rationalize the denominator. 1 plus, you will eliminate this I from the denominator by multiplying the 1 plus I. So what we'll get here? 1 plus I into 1 plus I is 1 plus I square. 1 plus I square plus 2 into I divided by 1 plus I into 1 minus I is 1 square minus I square. Okay, and here if we simplify further here, 1 minus 1 plus 2I divided by 1 plus 1 we will get. Why? Because I square is minus 1. Then here 1 minus 1 will become 0. Finally we will be left with, I'll write with another color. This thing will be this thing will be 2I divided by 2, which is nothing but I. The same thing we mentioned. The inverse, you see 1 plus I by 1 minus I is I. 1 minus I by 1 plus I is minus I. This you need to remember because those things will be very helpful for us. And the simple notation they have given here, that how can you write 0 as complex number? 0 plus 0i. 1, how can you write? 1 plus 0i. Then how can you write 0 comma 1? 0 plus 1i. Okay, this thing, it represents to you imaginary part. This thing is real part. Okay, then complex numbers are commutative under addition, associative under addition, and they'll be having identity, and multiplication also is positive. These slides they have given, you can find out that. Then conjugate of a complex numbers. Okay, conjugate of a complex number. If you add something to a complex number, the imaginary part will be eliminated. Like suppose you are having 2 minus 3i. Okay, this is z. If you add something to this, the imaginary part will be eliminated and the result will be a real number. So that particular thing is called as conjugate. Okay, so what you will add exactly? You will take the opposite symbol, 2 plus 3i. If you add these two, this imaginary part will become 0 and you will get the result you'll get the result 4. Okay, so we'll call that 2 plus 3i is conjugate to 2 minus 3i, as well as vice versa is possible. Okay, both 2 minus 3i is conjugate to this one is conjugate to this one. That is about conjugate, and the properties of conjugate they have, you can see here. You take any two conjugates like Z1 Z2 bar, you can split like this. This particular formulas you should remember. Then modulus of a complex numbers. Modulus of a complex number, you can see the formula how we will find out mod of a complex number. Mod Z, which is nothing but mod, let me take 2 plus 3i. Okay, some example, so that I can find out under square root, square of this one plus square of this one, 2 square plus 3 square, 2 square plus 3 square, which is 4 plus 9, which is 30, root 30. Like that we will find out. Then mod Z is 0, definitely Z also 0 only. Z plus Z bar is 2 real part of Z, Z minus Z bar is 2 imaginary part of Z. Z square, this is very important formula to solve many of our what is that, MCQs. Okay, you just keep remember. Z into mod Z bar is nothing but mod Z square. You can write like that. And some more properties they have given. These also very important properties of modulus. Mod of Z1 plus Z2 plus or minus, you will get those values will be less than or equals to mod Z1 plus mod Z2. This is a special case. Mostly we will not get this one. Mod Z1 Z2, you will just split it and you will write divide division also. And this is our a plus b whole square like formula. You all can remember. Then how can you find out square root for complex numbers? They have given a very sophisticated formula. Along with we will use some tricks. Okay, and how can you find out root I? All these they have given. How can you find out cube root? How can you find out cube root? This is also very important. 1 comma omega square. These are the cube root of 1. If you find out, you will get like this. Okay, cube root. Square root will be having two roots, two basic constructive numbers. Cube root will be having 3 basic constructive numbers. This is one, second thing, third 0. I will call them as zeros also. And one more thing, the properties of cube roots. 1 plus omega square is 0. Omega cube is 1. They will be in GP. Fourth root of 1. So if we say square root of 1, which is nothing but square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1 only. Cube root of 1, we told them like 1 comma omega square. And what is fourth root of 1? Okay, which is plus or minus 1 and plus or minus I. This one also you need to remember. Okay. Then we have here what is Gaussian plane and what is Gaussian plane. Yes, what is Gaussian, that you can see here. Yes. So any complex number if you take, you will be having one real and one imaginary. Those two you will write in bracket, that is a point. The point will lie on a plane. That plane is called as Gaussian plane. Okay, you already know this formula, mod Z, and we will use here vectors. Okay, vector formulas. What is cos theta, what is sin theta, what is tan theta. Okay, then amplitude mean theta. Okay, if you take Z1 and Z2, okay, Z1 will be having one line, Z2 will be having another line. These two will intersect at a point. At that particular place, what will be the angle? Okay, to find out that one, we will use this amplitude. And the properties of amplitude also you can see here. How you will find out amplitude and the polar form. Here you can see the polar form. One second. Here you can see the polar form. Z is equals to a plus ib. That you can write as r into cos theta plus I into r sin theta. This r, if you take out, it will be like cos theta plus I sin theta. The same thing you can write as r cis theta. Okay, some places you might see like this also, r cis theta, where the value of theta is tan inverse of b by a. Based on this only we will decide the principal value. Okay, where the angle is, whether it is in first quadrant or second quadrant or third quadrant. Yes, that is very important. And amplitude of z1 z2 is amplitude of z1 plus this log ab, log a plus log e, log a by b, log a minus log b, those they are in the same pattern. I think this is one, this one also. Log argument or amplitude of 2 power n. Argument, some places you may see argument or amplitude also, both are same synonyms only. Argument of z power n. Z power n is nothing but n into argument of z, amplitude of z or argument of z. Those things you can see. And they have given here, yeah, I told this already. What is z? What is 1 by z? What is root I? Plus or minus 1 plus I by root 2. Then log I is I pi by 2. Log of log I is I pi by 2, as it will come, plus log pi by 2. And this principal value, how you will find out, that is very important. After this we will move to the MCQs. You all can see here the MCQs part. Question 1, they have given I square plus I power 4 plus I power 6 and so on up to 2n plus 1. What will be the result? They are asking here. Okay, what will be the result? Let us see. Let us simplify this. In this meantime, you can try to solve them. Yes. So here you see n value, they did not mention anything. You can take anything as your n. Okay, if suppose if you take n value 1, if you take n value 1, only one term you will take, I square. Okay, what we know, I square we know that it is minus 1, so option D is the correct answer. If suppose n value you are taking, let us check whether we will get the same answer or not. Only two terms will come, I square plus I to the power of 4. I square is nothing but minus 1 plus I to the power of 4 is nothing but I square into I square. Minus 1 plus 1. I square is minus 1, I square is minus 1, minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1, 0. So here what we will get finally? Yes, but you see here they are talking about 2n plus 1 terms. That is also we should keep remember. If you take n value 1, it will be 2 plus 1, which is 3. If you take n value 1, 2n plus 1, 2 into 1 plus 1, which is 3. 3 terms you need to take. Okay, first 3 terms you need to add, like I square plus I to the power of 4 plus I to the power of 6. I square value we know it is minus 1. I power 4 we know it is I power 4 is plus 1. I power 6 is minus 1. So these two will become 0 and finally we will get minus 1, like that. And 1 minus I by 1 plus I. So this whatever is there inside the bracket, we know here we will get minus I whole to the power of n, where n is the least positive integer. What is the least positive integer? That is 1. Okay, least positive integer is 1. Yes, least positive integer is 1. So what we will get here? N is least positive integer, so which is equals to 1. Here what we need to take to get the result 1, minus I whole to the power of. So if we all know that I power 4 is equals to 1. Okay, so we need to take in the place of n 1, then only n 4 we need to take, then only we'll get 1. So our solution is option A is the correct option. Then question number 3. Question number 3, they are asking, one second, it is buffering. Yes, the question 3 is like this: I power 4, I power 9, I power 16 divided by, if you write this one in this particular form, a plus ib, then what is a plus b? Okay, first we need to simplify this. I power 4 we know that it is 1. I power 9 is I power 4 to 8, so 1 into minus I will get minus I. I power 16 again will get here plus 1. 4 4 4. Okay, divided by 2 as it is will come minus I power 4 value 1, so it is a multiple. I power 10 is minus 1. Okay, I power 10 is minus 1. I power 15 is plus I. Plus I, how we will get? Okay, 15 is nothing but we can write that I power 15 minus I power 15 we can write like I power 16 minus 1, which is or else we can write here, yes, I square whole to the power of 7 we can write, not 7, okay, whole power 6 into I, yes. So I square value we know, which is minus 1 whole power 6 minus into I minus 1 power 6 is 1, into I is I only, that is what I wrote here. Then if we simplify this, 2 minus I divided by we'll get 2 plus I. Okay, here plus I, 2 plus I divided by I. Okay, 2 plus I divided by I, you just multiply with I by I, then what we'll get? We'll get minus 2I plus 1 divided by I. Okay, here A value we got 1 and B value minus 2. 1 minus 2 if we add, the final result will be minus 1. So option D is the correct answer. Then coming to this how to find out modulus, we all know a square plus b square under square root. So if we apply that, 49 plus 576, a square is 49, 7 square is 49, 24 into 24 576 under square root for both I can take, divided by 3 square 9, 4 square 16, 9 plus 16, 625 divided by, yes, 625 divided by, we'll get here 25. So under square root, 25 once, 25 25, so finally we'll get square root of 25, which is nothing but 5. So finally our answer is this one. Then the next question, coming to the next question. Yes, one second. So we wanted to find out square root of this particular number. We have a formula that if you are having a plus ib, you wanted to find out under square root, we will get like this under square root of in brackets x plus iy. But to find out x we will use under square root mod z plus a by 2. To find out y, we will use mod z minus a by 2. These are the formulas which we use. Okay, but it will take long time to simplify this. So what we'll do, I will assume this one as x. Then if I square on both sides, I'll get here minus 3 minus 4i, which is equals to x square. Why? Because the square and root will be cancelled, and finally I'll get this one. So I wanted to find out what is this x. Okay, from the solutions I can move now. Okay, if I take here, if I square here, whether I'll get this one or not, I'll check. If I square here, I'll check each and every. So let me come from the right hand side. Yeah, 1 minus 2i whole square. If I simplify this, I'll get a square plus b square 2i whole square minus 2ab minus 2 into 1 into 2i. So let me check. 1 I square value, I know it is minus 1 plus 2 into minus 1 minus 2 to 4i. So here I am getting 1 minus 2 is nothing but minus 1 minus 4i. But I need minus 3. So this is not my correct option. So I'll move to this. 1 plus 2i whole square. If I simplify here, what I'll get? 1 plus 2i whole square. Oh, okay. 2 square also is there. No, 2 square is 4. Minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. Yeah, this is our correct option. Yes. Okay. Now here, if w omega is the cubed root of 1, then how can we simplify this? That is very important. It is buffering. Let me delete this. Okay, it is 2i. Okay, we wanted to find out this. We know that 1 plus omega square is equals to 0. Omega cube is equals to 1. Okay. Yeah. Now how can we simplify this? We have here this one. 1 minus omega plus omega square whole to the power of 7 plus 1 plus omega minus omega square whole to the power of 7. 1 plus omega square. We can write, if we send this to right hand side, we will get minus omega. This minus omega as it is, I'll write whole to the power of 7 plus 1 plus omega is minus omega square from this only. If you transpose this omega square, minus omega square whole to the power of 7. Minus 2 omega whole power 7 plus minus 2 omega square whole power 7. From both I can take out minus 2 whole power 7 outside. Okay. Here I will be left with the omega power 7. Here I will be left with the plus omega square whole power 7. Okay, this we need to simplify now. So in this particular place we will get we know omega cube is equals to 1. So omega power 7 is nothing but omega power 6 into omega. No? Omega power 6 is 1. So we will get here minus 2 power 7 is nothing but minus 2 power 7 is 128. Here we will get omega plus omega square. Yeah. So omega plus omega square value 1 will get finally 128 minus plus 128. So this is the correct option. Then amplitude of this one. So how can we find out amplitude for this? So we all know minus 1 by 2 if we are able to write that theta, we need to find out. Theta is nothing but tan inverse of b by a. Tan inverse of b by a, 1 by 2 whole divided by minus 1 by 2. So we'll get tan inverse of minus 1. Where tan inverse of minus 1, what is tan inverse of minus 1? Yes, pi minus, instead of this one we can write tan pi by 4. Tan inverse of minus tan theta, which is nothing but pi minus pi by 4. So that we'll get 3 pi by 4. So which will come in quadrant 2. Here also locus, find the locus of this particular thing. So whether we'll get, we need to simplify this. So instead of z we can take x or a, x plus iy minus 3 minus I. We need to find out modulus for that. So if we separate them, x minus 3 plus, here we can take out I, so we will be left here y minus 1 modulus inside the modulus, and then if we find out x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square under square root, which is equals to 4. So squaring on both sides we will get x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square, which is equals to 4. So if we simplify this, we will get the final answer. What is that? The final answer will be y plus 1. Here x square plus 9, x square plus 9 minus 6x plus y square plus 1 minus 2y, which is minus 4 4, so 16 equals to 0. So if we simplify this, what we will get? X square plus y square minus 6x minus 2y, 9 plus 1, 10 minus 16. So we will get here minus 10 minus 16 is minus 6, which is equals to 0. X square plus y square minus 6x minus 2y minus 6 equals to 0. Where is the option? This is our correct option. Like that we can find it. So this one. So if we simplify this, again by using the same method, z minus 4 in modulus minus z minus 2 in modulus, or else do one thing. Z minus 4, if in the place of z, if we take x minus 4 whole square which is less than x minus 2 whole square, x minus 4 whole square minus x minus 2 whole square less than 0. So from this we can get minus 4x plus 12. If we simplify, which will be less than 0. So the value of x minus 4x, so you just send this minus 4x on the side and 4x will be greater than 2, x is 1 by 3. Okay, x is greater than 3. So you can say that real part of z is greater than 3. We will be having two things, one is real and another one is imaginary. And coming to question number 10, 3 plus I is the root of this particular equation. This is a quadratic equation. We all know that this thing will not come alone. So the another root will be 3 minus I. One root is 3 plus I, which they have given. We all know that alpha plus beta, which is minus b by a. So in this particular case, this is alpha, this is beta. If we take, what we'll get 3 minus I plus 3 plus I, which is equals to minus b by a, minus a by 1, which is nothing but minus a by 1 is nothing. So these two will be cancelled. 3 3 will be 6, which is minus a. A is equals to minus 6. So correct option is C. And question number 11, they are saying that 3 plus 2i sin theta by 1 minus 2i sin theta is a real number, then the value of theta. Okay, is a real number. The result is nothing but, they are saying, they are talking about a real number. That is nothing but imaginary part will be 0. So you can say that this entire thing, whatever the imaginary part we are having, that thing will become 0. So we can say that when it will be possible. Only in one case. We are having 0 to 90, the basic angles. Sin 0 is 0. So we can say that sin theta is equals to sin 0. So theta will be equals to 0. Okay. What is the area of the triangle formed by these three complex numbers? The complex numbers, if they give, we can find out the points. What are the points here? 1 comma 1, 1 comma minus 1, and they have not given here the real part. So you can say take that 0 comma 2. Find out the area of the triangle formed by this. We have a formula, half modulus x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, x1 minus x3, y1 minus y3. So if we substitute them here, we will get the final answer. x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Half modulus x1 is 1 minus x2. x2 is 1, y1 is 1, y2 is minus 1, x1 is 1, x3 is 0, y1 is 1 and y3 is 2. So finally what we will get here, 1 by 2 into AD minus BC formula, 1 minus 1 0, 1 plus 1 2, 1, and here we will get minus 1. So if we find the determinant for this, we will get 1 by 2 into AD minus BC, 0 minus 2. So we will get 1 by 2 into 2, which is nothing but 1 square units. And the correct option is option B. And that's all for the now. Thank you very much.